Sherry, what is the nicest thing a non-family member has ever done for you?
People have done many nice things for me, but I think the one most significant thing that comes to my mind is something that a patient did for me. I'm the clinical director of an addictions treatment center, and we see about 60 patients are admitted a month. And so there's a lot of patients that go through our treatment center. And I do the chronic pain groups there. I'm also the director of the clinical program. And so we get involved with many things, many stories, many heartbreaks, many tears, much laughter. It all kind of comes out. And the patients are there for 30, 60, 90 days, and also their families are involved. So backing up, the nicest thing that he did for me was to really harass me to write a book. And so why I say harass, I'm not somebody that has a lot of time to do things like that. Many patients have said, do you have a book? Do you have something that we can take with us? And why don't you write a book? And I would always say, I would love to do it, but I don't have any time. But thank you very much. Well, his name was Marty, was just tenacious and just wouldn't give up. And every time he'd say, okay, have you started it yet? And I would say, Marty, I just haven't gotten around to that. And he said, well, I'm going to help you. And so the next thing that he did was he purchased some sort of recording device that he wanted me to wear around my neck like a lanyard, only it was a pen. And so it didn't look like we were recording anything. It just looked like I had a pen around my neck, which could be, for writing or whatever. So it was not noticeable. But that pen recorded everything that I said. And he goes, will you be willing to give this a try? And I said, I don't know how I feel about that. I just feel it's kind of funky. I'm not used to thinking that I'm being recorded, and I don't want to come across as non-ad-lib, but I'll give it a try, Marty. So I gave it a try for the first group. I do usually a 2-hour or 3-hour group. And so I gave it to him afterwards, and he said, well, I will hook this up to my computer and I can get it so that it will translate into text, and then you can see what you said and you can start writing the book from there. So I thought, oh, Marty, all right, we'll see how that goes. And so this went on for about 6 months. I would look at the text that he would print out, and it seemed kind of garbled to me, but I was able to highlight some key points. He never gave up. He was there every single week to make sure that I had that pen and that I was recording all of what I was saying. Ultimately, the book was completed. I'm not an author. I do feel like I have some sort of command of the English language, but I wanted the book to be just like I teach. I didn't want it to be just page after page of boring prose. I wanted it to have an impact because it's so important. And why I say that, it's because I'm dealing with a fatal illness. And statistically, I think in 2018, we had 60,000 opiate overdoses in this country. And now we have the huge opiate crisis and the fentanyl added to it, and our patients are very sick. And it's a difficult disease to treat. It's also a difficult disease for the family. So we address all of those things. We address the family who are extremely confused and upset and lost and angry and all of those things. And ultimately the goal is to bring them back together, get some dialogue going. A lot of forgiveness happens during that time. And so it's really a very emotionally packed job that I have. So when the book got written, Well, actually, Phil, I thought that I had to go far, far away to write the book. I had all these papers and all this stuff that had been translated from my verbalization. But I felt like I needed to go far, far away to write the book so that I would have peace and quiet to do it. So I thought, well, I'll go to India. I'd been to India already twice. I kind of know the ropes as far as getting there and where to stay, but never had I been so blocked. I just couldn't get there for one reason or another. You know, it was the lodgings or one thing or another, the flights, the times, where to stay. I used to stay at the ashrams in India, and now women have to be accompanied by a traveling companion. You can't go by yourself. So it became very difficult until one day my assistant said, "Have you heard of Idlewild?" I said, "Well, what's Idlewild?" She goes, "You know, Idlewild, it's that mountain community right by our hospital." I said, "Yes, I've been there." She goes, "Well, why not get a cabin there?" So I thought, get a cabin there. So that was on a Monday. On Wednesday, we went up, found this beautiful cabin that we had seen on the internet, and I signed the papers. And the book was written from October 2017 to 2018, and ultimately found a publisher. So the book is very valuable to the patients. They hear about it and they come in my office, "How much does it cost?" And I always say to them, "It's free." I put in orders for about 250 books at a time, and when they come and ask, I can't possibly take money from the patients. So I give it to them, and they're the ones that distribute it or distribute the message. So had Marty not been so tenacious and so determined to get this book written, it never, ever would have happened. So I feel extremely indebted to him. And every time, you know, a patient comes in and asks for a book, or the book is brought up, or whatever, I have to remember who was the one who did the nicest thing for me that I couldn't possibly do for myself.